Hi. So, I used to do journaling and diaries until it's kind of not doing it for me. One thing that I used to do about is I talked to my ex-boyfriend about my days, about my life, about things I wanted to do and my dreams and what I'm struggling with. And then he cheated on me on my lowest point. It's kind of funny if you look back. And this is probably 2 weeks after he did that. And because I have trouble feeling good about myself after he cheated on me and just left. He blamed me for the talks that are going around. I feel like there are like actual criminals with more shame. So why did I do this? And then I just wanted to talk. I used to do that with him, and now he's gone. And why don't I just find a replacement? I talk with my friends. I have lots of friends. I've been meeting with all of them. And it just was temporary, and also I cannot bring myself to be this intimate with just a self-reflection. I don't know who I'm talking to. Technically, I'm talking to myself. So maybe I'm just venting. And where did I upload this? There's always just a little tad bit of hope that someone is hearing me out. He used to do that. Now I don't know who he is. I genuinely don't. He's a whole different man than the one I've dated for years and loved for years. It's been hard for him, so I don't know if I can break myself to hate him. My friend said that's so stupid. Everybody went through struggles, and none of them decidedly cheat and just leave their partners in the dark. Fair point. But he was also doing this pity and not pity to himself. He keeps crying for the shit that he has done. He acknowledges it, and then he ran away from it. It was such a weird cycle. And I've been going through that for 1 whole month and a bit more. And after we parted ways, he also decidedly tried to blame me with the talks that are going around, because I use the word hooking up, and he thinks that some people are thinking that he's sleeping with another girl. Well, he's not sleeping with another. At some point, I don't know if he's sleeping with another girl or not. He changed to a completely different person. But what he admitted to me was he did try to go out with another woman who I explicitly beforehand in our relationship tell him, I do not like how much you are spending time with this woman. I'm not saying I'm not allowing him. It's too much. It kind of bothers me a lot. I'm pretty sure it would have if I did that. It would have bothered him too if I did that with a man. And I have a lot of guy friends, so that says something, right? And also, lastly, that the girl objectified him. And I don't know why that when I wasn't angry at him. I was feeling sad because, well, of course she disrespected him and me. She knows I'm the girlfriend. But I was also feeling sad for him that he got objectified from his friends. So I wasn't that angry, but also when I called him out would you tell me if that happened? If I didn't caught it? And he said he doesn't know. And that's when I started to realize he changed. I'm guessing he thrives on this new validation that he's getting when it's kind of hard right now. We're shifting in our 20s. We're going to be completely different. We're going to enter a whole new chapter. And I thought that he would find it easier if I'll stay by his side. That I let him know that if anything ever happens, I'll be there next to him. Doesn't have to be afraid, but I'm guessing this new validation he's getting from the new environment, the new workplace, and the new frequency of hanging out that he's getting completely got to him. And I swear to God, I don't know who I was talking to. I always knew he's childish and a bit immature, but no, he's very immature. But I always thought he's truthful to himself. He's truthful and responsible. Was everything that I mentioned is past. They're all past tense. And about him, I dated him for 3 years, almost 3 years, and I can see immediately that the changes in his life recently. When I was abroad in Italy, he was at a workplace that he dislikes. Everybody shunned him out. It was a very shitty workplace. It's objectively a shitty workplace. And I was away. He doesn't have a lot of comfort. He didn't get a lot of comfort, but I always thought he can get through it because I'll be back and we'll be together again. Doesn't have a thing to worry about. And then he moved to this new dormitories, and kosan lah. And he got closer with a bunch of new people, or people that he used to know, but now he's way closer with. And I guess I was very happy at first that he's getting new friends and new friendships and everything, but there was at one point where I thought something was off, and I shrugged it off until I cannot shrug it off anymore. Like the frequencies. For context, it was a friendship group, and it was 3 guys, including him, with 2 girls. There was something off with the girls, but but that made me feel like you're such a jealous girlfriend. You're insecure about your man having new friends, and because of that, I try to shrug it off because I don't want to feel like that. And I noticed I'm not insecure. He had other girlfriends, but there was nothing off. But also at the same time, we cannot really pick up with what's wrong. It's just there's something wrong. It's gut feelings, baby. Keep it. Trust it, keep it. And then first, he always hang out with them. It was kind of rocky too for me because I also have pretty bad emotional regulation. I will just ask for a breakup if things doesn't go my way, but not in a way that scares me. He also knew I never really mean it, but also hurts him, and he had to talk about it with me, and we get over it. I guess it kind of hurts him that I keep asking that, but also I started to feel like he's changing. Anyway, what happened next is that I caught the girl. It was kind of like the universe trying to tell me, because it just showed up on my FYP. One of the girls in the friend group did a live stream, and the other one was caught joking about his, well, let's just say she objectified him. Everybody was shocked in that live, but also at the same time tried to shrug it off, which is a fair response if you get sexually assaulted. I have to remind everyone here that is sexual harassment. It was uncalled for. But I was so angry, I asked him to go home immediately. He didn't know I knew until he knew. And when I cannot be too angry at him, because that's not something he can control. So I just felt angry at the situation, and of course at her, but I also don't know her. It's just a perpetrator to me. She's just a perpetrator. But I also asked him to not hang out with all of that happening, right? Like, I think that makes sense. And then later on, he said that, and then he keeps on trying, asking me if he can still play, because there's this one guy best friend that he's so attached with, but it feels like he has to hang out with also the girl that objectified him. It was very weird. I was very weirded out. I keep saying no, and then there are times he looks upset that I said no. And I said, fine, then go ahead. I cannot say no too much, right? But that makes him look low, so he doesn't do it, but like kind of reluctantly. It was weird. Never had problems for now, but I heard his college life was getting harder. So, and then there was a trigger point. He admitted that he lied to me. When we went on a date once, and he just asked for a breakup. No, a break. Sorry, break. It was so weird. It was out of nowhere, and he said it was because he's tired of long distance relationship. And I was like, what the fuck? We always had long distance relationship. What? And we're gonna be close in like 2 or 3 months. It's gonna be done. Nada. Guess what? Guess who says that's okay? Me. It was us saying, well, you're so perfect though. I feel so shitty doing this. I'm not a good boyfriend. I'm like, the fuck? But that's the thing about love. I just let him do it. Except I don't know what my absence is going to contribute in this plan. But if it works, then I hope it works. And then he started bawling out, because turns out it was just his guilt. He was asking for a break because he is filled with guilt, because he keeps hanging out still with them. In fact, you have to know that I didn't tell him to not hang out with his guy best friend thing. I didn't tell him to not hang out with the girl, because she objectified him. Like, I'm doing him a favor that he apparently cannot get into his head. There's something that's like opportunistic that I can sense. So that's also why I cut it off. He cannot do that. He chose to cut me off, but also keep me around the radar just in case I'm done. It was so Getting reminded of that kind of makes me sick. Like, he turned into a different man overnight. So, yeah. I was so angry. He was doing all of this. College is hard, and like long distance is hard, but you're perfect. So we should do a break. And then I said yes, like, oh, holy fucking shit. Actually, I've been lying to you. Fucking weirdo. Anyway. Yeah, that's what happened. And I asked to break up because I was still very, very filled with betrayal. He does not do this. That's the thing. He does not do this. But I also knew I really try to cut off commitment when things get very hard, like, because I don't know what else to say. If I'm angry and if I'm asking for a break, like, everything sounds wrong. I still love him somewhat because turns out the person I fell in love with died. Like, figuratively, of course. And yeah, he'd still try to reach me out. He sent me flowers, purple, and the flower that I didn't like. He knows I keep telling him I like lilies, and he gets me something else entirely. I would prefer roses, and that's not what he said. Anyway, yeah. I guess it feels very stressful for him to get this type of reaction from me. But it is fair for me to have a reaction. That's also the thing. He was being an asshole. He tried to be. He wasn't the guy I know. And then I was still talking back and forth. And it was very weird because, of course, I cannot. It's still entanglement from me, and of course, I genuinely believe we're still meant for each other. It's just we're having a rough path. Maybe there'll be time after we're done in college that we can be together again. That's what I was thinking, right? Because college has been hard. Final semester has been hard. It has been hard on him. It has been hard on me. So maybe we just need time alone. He went out with the girl. He lent his shirt, and then when he lent his shirt, I saw it. He went out with the girl, same girl that sexualized him. The one girl that I have bad feelings about. And then there's their balloons, like, celebrating they broke up. And then he just cried. He cried when I asked about it. Probably a few swear words came out of my mouth. I also use very I sound angry. That's one thing for sure. I was extremely harsh. Fair reaction though. I even said to him, the problem is not you're going out with others. The problem is going out with her. That's my problem. That's my problem right there. I still would be gross out if it's another girl, but this is that girl. It was so weird. And at that point, that's cheating. You were emotionally cheating beforehand in your relationship. And after every time I accused him, he did not respond to it, and also did not deny it. He just tries to explain himself, this and that. For the shirt, it was because she's cold. And despite living in the same dorm, she needs his shirt. And then the other one is like because guy left and he wanted to watch a movie, but the girl responded romantically, and he did too. It was so weird. So it was betrayal, and I don't know who that man is anymore, and he still tries to keep me around. I tried to break it off here and there, but frankly, I don't have the emotional capacity. I was just in extreme shock. I found it out to his mom, and his mom was also shocked. he decided that he doesn't want to have anything to do with me, but we were talking casually about it. And I would try to give him a chance. Like, you either see a future with me, or you don't, and just leave me alone. Block me. Don't ever see me again. That's how deep of the betrayal and shock I feel. It was, and I was still grieving that I know that's not the man I fell in love with. He still cried. In fact, he gave me money. He gave me money because I was excited to tell him about the news, and he thinks I need the money for that out of care. And it was sometimes so hard to see if he cares or he's just guilty. Well, whatever it is, that's not the man I fell in love with. And it's just some stranger, some asshole in fact, wearing his face. My friend said that's the real him. That's the real him without protection. That's the real him in his most vulnerable. And now imagine a life with a guy like him. When life gets rough. We're already in medium distance, sorry. He has an identity crisis and decidedly cheat on me. Imagine in our 30s, imagine in our 40s. I don't want my kids to have a dad like him. Because after I decided to do all of that, I became weak. I told him things have been so rough. It actually did affect, not only mentally, but affected me physically. I genuinely feel like I don't want to graduate this semester. He tried asking me to unblock him. I did. I had a call, the talk went nowhere. He still sounds different, but he still puts out cares and keep telling me if there's any emergency to always tell him, promise him that. And I don't know why I should do that, because they was asking me, just wanted to feel respected once, and nothing makes sense. No answers from him make sense. And he said he's gonna remove my pictures, he's gonna remove my items after this. We need to cut it off. And then I realized I have sensitive pics that I wanted him to delete, which he hasn't deleted, and he hasn't deleted when I asked him, because I asked for proof that he deleted it, and apparently yeah, so weird. Maybe I'm just grieving. I'm still adjusting back to myself without needing another person. And it has been so hard. Lastly, I tried to pick myself up because he ran away from the responsibility. He just ran away. I'm pretty sure everyone would be disappointed. Everyone that cares for him would be disappointed of what he did. He just ran away. And he always hated people that ran away. That's the irony. He feels responsible, but all he feels responsible about is acknowledging that he's wrong. He's acknowledging that he's wrong. He's doing what he's doing is wrong. In fact, it keeps telling me he's embarrassed to be talking to her, and then continues talking to her. It's so weird. Everything about this man has been it becomes weird. I cannot eat because that's how confusing it is for me. Cannot eat. I keep on getting rejections again, and I shut down. I feel like I wanna run away. I tried to be vulnerable with him and it resulted in nothing. So I tried to be vulnerable in public. I posted my journey only within my friends. Of course, that part of the journey requires me to tell everyone that he cheated, because that's the huge part on why I'm sick. Fuck. And other than that, he did say hooking up. That was in our conversation. Frankly, I don't know if he's sleeping with her or not, but for sure, he admitted that he was watching a movie with her. And it was in a way that is kind of romantic, but also he told me last time he wasn't looking for any relationship. Fucking pathetic, oh my god. Yeah. So that's that. And next thing I knew, the one thing that he asked me, I let everything go. I was healed. I updated my journey on my private account with my friends. And then the second part is that, of course, it's gonna reach out one way or another. But frankly, at the same time, I don't care. It's not his environment. He's not affected. It's mine. I am affected. And he reaches me out saying, there are rumors about me in your uni? Really? It was like I tried to pick myself up after he did all of that. He shamelessly blames me that his name is bad because he cheated. But he was like, why did you use the word hookup? Now people think I'm sleeping. You know that's not the truth. I don't know what's the truth. I don't know. That's what you said. This is my side. You keep lying. He keeps on lying to his friends and then keeps lying to me and then keeps lying to his mom because his mom was like, are you sure that I heard that girl he said is a friend? After I try to be kind, because I try to be kind. Fine, go hook up, fall in love with anyone, I don't know. But I'm reminding him that this is not you. You know that too. And you know there are people will find a way to find this new you as an opportunity. The old you would be so upset. That's all I said. But I let him go. And then he just goes back and do that shamelessly. And then block me. So I sent him an email. It all consisted of the journeys that I'm going through because of him. Because he never, if he tried, okay, I'm a fucked up, that was weird, I will be distancing myself with that girl, with the opportunistic girl, and then just focus on myself. That's not what he did. And that is when I am done being nice. I don't love you because that's not the one. It's not you that I fell in love with. It was. I also told him, never email me again. Never reach me out again. Don't reach me out. Just go graduate and do something with your life instead of being that pathetic man that you were. Now there's people talking about him, and somehow, somewhere in his head, he blames me. He still blames me because of the people talking of what his actions can lead to. People aren't talking that you slept with other people are talking that you're cheating. That's ah it upsets me a lot. But that's that. I am doing well now. Not really, of course. But I'm functioning well, if that makes sense. I have a lot of supportive people in my friend group. And also my family. And also a lot of people. And I'm very grateful for all of that. And I'm glad that I've been vulnerable with everyone. Because I was so ashamed of what happened to me. Which frankly isn't really my fault. I just keep on standing, and I just keep on trying, and I just keep on giving the best. While I'm also tackling everything hands on. I tackle my emotions. I tackle my grief. I tackle everything off, and I did not distract myself with another person. But confession, I did try. After that guy, this guy, I tried. It was a guy in finance, a bit older. He tried to ask me if he wants to hang out that Friday, and I never responded back because it turns out it's kind of gross to be doing all of that escapism. My heart wasn't ready. It was still hurt, so I don't understand how he can ever do it because frankly I felt very gross out. My body shivers at the thought of doing it. But maybe I also realized that's just emotional immaturity for him. He always constantly needs validation to anyone that's close or nearby. So yeah. And he feels like he also said, well, also blaming me, I've been protecting your image. I keep saying to everyone that I'm the one that's wrong. You weren't just wrong, you cheated. And you keep hiding the fact that you are with another person. You just keep saying the relationship failed. That pisses the fuck off out of me. So I used to wish him well, and then karma got to him too fast, and now he's blaming me. Sometimes life is really weird. You just have to keep on going. You be kind to yourself. You let it be vulnerable. You also know your worth. You also know when things aren't healthy and when things are. You always keep your emotional stability check. Always. And I cannot really force that on everyone because sometimes they just can't. Sometimes people are just immature and there's nothing you can do about it until he grew out of it. They grew out of it. Oops, sorry, I was only referring to one person. Yeah. That's that. Maybe some people are saying, is it really cheating or is it doing this and that? That guy keeps on lying recently. He wasn't the man I fell in love with. He hasn't been for the past few months. So, before he lied again and tried to control the narrative. Here it is. He thinks this cheating part is part of a secret that I also have to keep because I did ask him to keep my secrets. Our secrets. Of course, as a partner, you share a lot of secrets. This is not a secret. This is This is the reason why we ended. I'm just glad I survived everything. I know people are thinking, oh, I'm just glad you're out of it, you deserve better, blah, 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 blah. I lost a man that used to move worlds for me. Because I lost him to himself. Not to a girl, not to a new environment, to himself. I don't know if I want to wish him peace after everything that he put me through. After I tried to wish him peace, I do hope he finds shame. That's all from me. I'm doing well. I'm gonna do my thesis again. Well, apparently it is so well. I actually did finish it, but also apparently it's just me procrastinating too. Not just a trauma. Everything is well done. I just have to make the PowerPoint and everything, which I've been procrastinating until now. So I'm gonna go back to that. I'm just gonna try to let this go out of the way. And I also did talk about this with my friends, people I'm close with. But I always thought that talking to myself, or talking to a mirror of me, or just talking out the truth, like to an audience that would have cared. Back then it was him. He would always know this side of me. And now it's mine. It's my side. I'm just gonna keep it archived. Maybe someone will hear it. Maybe they don't. But whatever it is, I'm gonna secure my peace. I'm not gonna let some man-child who ran away from problems ruin it for me. Yeah. It's a bit unfair that he gets to spend some fun time with also the opportunistic person, but also at the same time, that's just sad. Yeah, my truth is out. No one will hear this. I just need someone to talk to, which is myself, a mirror of me. I also hope I'm going to be well enough to also go back to the job search, because he did all of that while I'm at the peak of my job search and I got rejected. And now my body is having a very bad reaction to even have it to even the thoughts of trying to get a job. So I'm just going to try to finish my thesis first, since I'm not doing rejection. I'm not handling rejection good enough. But life is also hard. They won't wait for me. And frankly, I'm so glad I have the privilege to also calm myself down. I know some people do not have the privilege to take a step back just because of a stupid childish man. But yeah, that's all for me. Bye. I hope this is only to myself, since I'm the only one watching. I hope you do well, because you have been well. You are doing well. You will be better.